Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I don't think we're having the same issue as last week. I think you guys can hear me, which is great. Last week was an absolute disaster, so I'm glad the mic is all good. Happy Friday, everyone. It's been a horrible week for the stock market, so yeah, don't look at your what you're holding right now. But it's a great time to buy the dip, as they say. So if you are doing that, cheers to you. Yeah, and obviously I'm not a finance channel or anything like that, but like I just keep running into people that they have a savings account with like Chase Bank or PNC or TD Bank, and like, don't do that. Put your savings in a Capital One, Marcus, Goldman Sachs, SoFi is great. They all have super high interest rates, so like you'll actually make your money do something for you instead of it depleting any normal savings account. So we'll move on to movie stuff. But my goodness, it's so easy to just switch from a traditional bank savings account to a high yield interest one. So that's my tip for today, because I can't believe how many people don't have that. And I'm still learning myself about these things. I really dove in the past year, but I did have that. But it's really crazy how much of a big difference that can make. So let's get to the movie news of the week that we're going to talk about. First, I'm just going to say hi to the chat, and then we will get there. Justin, how's it going? Nice to see you. Justin says, M3GAN 2 looks like a great, horrible movie. LOL. Why do they want to help from the robot? Oh, help from the robot who tried to kill them. How did M3GAN have complete character change from the previous movie? Yeah, we're going to talk about that because I'm not a fan of this trailer at all. We have GFE Hostman. Hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? I don't think I've seen you here before, and if I have, then my apologies. But nice to have you here either way. Luke is in the house. How's it going, Luke? Nice to see you. We've got David. Nice to see you as well. Terrace House Guy, you made it. Love to see you here as always. Great. So we're gonna wait a second. Let's see. I was at a Saltburn Manor themed work weekend last weekend. Oh, that's so cool. That's interesting because we're going to be talking about Emerald Fennell a little bit. And we'll get into the whole Michael Jackson biopic and stuff like that. Michael Jackson film, I hope, is all right as long as it brings depth and tone as a person, something like Jackson American Dream. Have you seen the miniseries? If that was like I always thought it was a made-for-TV movie, but it was so long ago, so it must have been a miniseries. And I do believe I did watch that, and I learned a lot. We're gonna start off by discussing that movie, so that works. So apparently, the Michael Jackson biopic, it says likely splitting into two movies and delaying release date. I know they were delaying the release date. That's not a surprise, just because of the legalities that they encountered, and they had to like rewrite a lot of stuff. Not a lot, but apparently the way the movie opens and the movie ends, like bookended with the allegations by a child and their family. I believe this was a case that Michael Jackson won, but I guess in the aftermath they had them sign something that they would never be used in anything biopic related or storytelling wise. So they had to scrap those plans. I don't know how I feel about making it two movies, but I don't know. I mean, this guy's life was pretty epic. There's so much to dive into with him. So I'm not sure if it's the worst thing in the world. Because otherwise it's going to be like a 3-hour movie or I guess two movies, because there's just so much to talk about. Max Fields here. Hello, all you cool cats. Nice to see you here. He's busy at work as always. David says R.I.P. Val Kilmer. I know. We were discussing him earlier on the ISO Cubes with Bone Bridger and John Automates. I really want to watch that documentary. If anyone's seen the Val Kilmer documentary, I've heard it's amazing. I would love to check that one out. Let's see. Pretty well. Okay. We all waited for one. I hope they don't make it choppy like Bohemian. I hope they respect his life and music. Are you a fan of him? Oh, big fan. My boyfriend's a I would say my boyfriend's even a bigger fan of Michael Jackson's. I love Michael Jackson's music though, so I would consider myself a fan. And honestly, this is a movie. If I'm just going to refer to it as one movie because it's not confirmed that it's being split into two. So this is a movie though that could easily make $1 billion. Like there's no question because of how big Michael Jackson's fan base is internationally. I think people forget that, but he was literally the most sold out recording artist, performer. I think more than anyone at this point. I mean, his fans worldwide were just gigantic. So I think that if that's the case with the fan base, then this movie I think is definitely going to be doing really big box office numbers. I still don't know about this two movie thing. I feel like that's a little premature to say. I don't know. I looked deeper into the article and it really didn't give any big answers why. It just said because they had to rewrite because of that one court case that I had mentioned earlier. So I don't know. I think they should. Ideally, I think it should be one movie. It's not like Wicked or something where it really needed to. But I guess in a lot of someone could play devil's advocate and say that this guy's life was clearly there's so much to discuss that maybe you would need two films. I mean, hey, next year we're getting 4 Beatles movies the entire year. Each person's playing a different. I should have had a thing for that up here. We're getting Linklater, I believe, is doing. No, Linklater's doing. Who's directing the Beatles movies? I'm going to look this up really quick. With 4 different actors, each one's playing a different Beatle. It's like Paul Mescal, the new kid from Fantastic Four. I'm blanking on his name right now. We all love him though. And each person is showing their perspective, like that individual Beatles perspective of what was going on. So you were literally, I think they're calling it the first bingeable film series because we're getting literally 4 of them in a row. I mean, maybe not in a row, obviously, but like we're getting 4 that year. So however they decide to spread them out throughout the year, that's going to be very interesting. Hold my DualShock. Love you guys, dualies. Nice to see you in the chat. Luke Ponto says, I'm not the biggest fan of MJ, but I do like his music for sure, and I'm interested in his story. Yeah, I think even if like people are weary about certain things, I think that I think he's such a captivating individual just because of how interesting his background is, his childhood, and handling that type of fame. Because I don't even think, we look at who are the big superstars now. Like Taylor Swift is probably close if you look at it, but like still nowhere near as big of a superstar as Michael Jackson. So, financially she's being much smarter with her money because he was not the best with his money. And we all know that. But it'd be very interesting to see. If they show the BTS of the Thriller music video, it'd be Chef's Kiss. Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be so great. John Landis directed that. I love that Michael Jackson always had like auteur filmmakers to, direct his music videos. I thought that was just so cool. Off the Wall, I always think is so underrated, but a classic album. Oh my God. Yes, for sure. There's so much to dance to on Off the Wall. I love it. I love his music. At least we know the music won't be the reason the movie might be super expensive. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. Maybe it's split into parts from his early upbringing and career as a solo artist and then to be his downfall show. Yeah, I mean, for sure. And that is a 3-act narrative structure that you could do in one movie. But now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, you could just have one whole movie of the Jackson 5. I mean, it is just, there's so much there. Because they did actually great example. The Broadway show, the MJ Michael Jackson Broadway show only deals with, well, it has a few flashbacks to like the Jackson 5, but it genuinely only deals with him preparing for the Dangerous tour. So it's a very concise time in his life with then flashbacks to the Jackson 5, which are very quick. So if we're getting like a full-on deep dive film, hey, maybe you do. I'm convincing myself now that maybe you do need 2 movies instead of just one. So yes, Sam Mendes is the one directing the 4 Beatles films. And yes, Joseph Quinn. Both of you guys, Terrace and the Doolies, they are on top of the fact checking here. Thank you. Joseph Quinn, I think, is playing Ringo. So uh Ringo is going to be the most chill of those. Oh my god, I know. I love Ringo so much. That's very true. The Beatles biopic is another one that seems interesting. Do you like their music? I do like the Beatles as well. And this type of storytelling is going to be really interesting. The Apple biopic, no, Apple documentary of the Beatles, that oh my god, Lord of the Rings, Jackson. He did a great, I think it was a mini series, docu series of the Beatles with all this live footage that they were recording an album with, and just phenomenal documentary. It's just you're a fly on the wall while they're writing songs, like writing these genius songs. And then you see the dynamics, like toward it gets like weird a little bit with Yoko, and like it's just a really interesting, um yeah, and it's not like documentary style, like you don't have interviews with people. It's literally just him editing all of this footage together. Peter Jackson edited all this footage together seamlessly, to kind of showcase the pressures of recording this album, and they weren't getting along, and like they show them at not Paul's house, um John's house. No. Oh my god, the other one. You guys know who I'm talking about. And they're at his house, and there's this huge fight, and then you don't know what's going to happen next. And then obviously, and then the next one, they do come back together to finish it, but like they were not on good terms with each other during that era. So, you just got to see the reaction to MJ when he performed at the Super Bowl. Doubt any artist today could stand still for 5 minutes. Just, oh my god, yeah, Michael Jackson's Super Bowl halftime show is crazy. It's super, super good. And yeah, the fan base is insane. Saltburn is Ringo. Oh yeah. Are you sure it's Barry Keoghan is Ringo? I thought he was someone else. I thought it was Joseph Quinn, but I could be totally off there. I'm gonna look that up right now, actually, and I'm gonna use my computer's in a weird space. So Beatles, Sam Mendes. Okay. Yeah. So we've got four lovely gentlemen here. We've got oh my god, where is the list? Okay. This is like the worst. Okay, here we are. So Joseph Quinn, but they're just listing them. Okay. Barry Keoghan is going to play Ringo. So I was wrong. Joseph Quinn is going to play George. Harris Dickinson, who I don't know. If you guys know who Harris Dickinson is, he's playing John Lennon. And then Paul is playing Paul McCartney. So we'll probably move on from this subject sooner than later, but I'm just going to see what else people are saying in the chat. Love how you changed yourself to where MJ biopic should be two. I mean, I just kind of convinced myself that maybe it does. I'm not against it, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm not against this being two movies. Favorite Ringo moment is when he met Vivian Lee and neither one really knew who the other was. There's photos of them. Oh, that's great. I'm definitely going to check that out. That is hilarious. It would be wild if we were witnessing the start of a music biopic phase of movies. We just had the Elvis movie and a complete unknown. I mean, they're always there. They're always there. I mean, I remember the year Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody came out, and I couldn't stand Bohemian Rhapsody except for the Live Aid performance at the end of the film. But I thought Rocket Man was a much more superior biopic, and it was so much more creative in storytelling, Elton John's life. I know that's a maybe a hot take, but I think it was a hot take back then, because I remember saying anything bad about Bohemian Rhapsody, people were like, "Are you crazy?" But I feel like now people look back on it and they're like, "Oh, it wasn't that good." So, but yeah, and then like there was there's always been like the Johnny Cash one, Ray. They're always there. It's just we are getting quite a few of them recently, for sure. The Get Back documentary is cool. Exactly. That's exactly the doc I was talking about. Yeah, it's Barry. Okay, so I did screw that up earlier on. Thank you guys. Sam Mendes directed one of the best Bond movies. Oh yeah. I love Sam Mendes as a director. He directed American Beauty, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Or as we call him over here in the UK, Barry Bathtub Keegan. Oh, I like that. Very. Oh, Harris Dickinson is the guy in Baby Girl. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Got it. I thought Michael Jackson's movie was coming out this year, probably got Oscar nods. It's supposed to. That's why this is like so weird. But I think it did get delayed to 2026. I think that's definitely confirmed. It was supposed to come out this year, until that whole legal thing issue happened with that family, and now they have to rewrite stuff. It absolutely will get Oscar nominations and big box office numbers. Interesting casting for the Beatles. They better get it right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be the epitome Beatles doc. You know, I don't think not doc, biopic at this point. If you're going to get 4 individual stories by each band member, I think this is trying to be the definitive Beatles biopics. Hot take: Dominic Cooper would have been a better Freddie Mercury, but we're not ready for that conversation. Actually, yeah, that's not a bad choice. That's not a bad choice at all. I'm going to move on to the next slide. We're going to talk about this briefly. It's funny you guys were talking about Saltburn because Emerald Fennell has a new film coming out, Wuthering Heights. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. It has wrapped production, and it will be released next year. Emerald Fennell was supposed to direct a film version of Zatanna, like do the Zatanna movie. And as a big fan of Zatanna, I was so looking forward to that, but that got scrapped because, you know, what's going on with with that studio. So that's not happening. And this is produced by Margot Robbie's company. I don't think it's set in like the 1700s or 1800s. I don't believe that's the case. I think they're doing a big twist on the time period of this. But I'm excited for this. I don't think I people are kind of complaining that Margot Robbie is a little too old to play this role. I mean, a little too old. I think the character is like a teenager. So yeah, she's way too old. But like, I think it's kind of like, I don't really care at that point. If it make it work, it make it work. And I don't think they're doing a very strict adaptation of Wuthering Heights. So, you know, we'll see how this is. It is Emerald Fennell's, it'll be her 3rd film. I loved both of her other films, Promising Young Woman and Saltburn. So we'll see how that goes. It's too early for Oscars, but I think the Oscars are kind of typical on who they nominate. Yeah, I mean, last year sucked for the Oscars. So like that last year was the worst Oscars year I've seen in a long time. The year before was phenomenal. So I'm just glad they did announce that Conan O'Brien will be hosting again next year. So that'll be great. I think it'll be a much better slew of films. So that should be something. I think it'll be much better than the past one. My friend who has read Wuthering Heights is confident that this will be the absolute worst adaptation of the Bronte novel. I wonder why. I would love to know your friend's thoughts. I have not read the novel, but I don't know. I don't actually think I've seen any adaptation of Wuthering Heights. So maybe I should do that before this one comes out, so then I can properly judge it. Yeah, too old to play Kathy. Okay, Doolies know Wuthering Heights. So I would love. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh no, the OG Wuthering Heights is a great movie. This worries me. You can't screw it up. It's a classic movie, in my opinion. Well, I feel like if it's Emerald Fennell, we know it's going to be like some weird like take on it. You know, I don't think it's going to be, like Ang Lee's Sense and Sensibility. Like that was a great adaptation. You know, something like that, or that other one that came out with the guy from Succession, and we didn't realize it was the same actor this entire time, McFadden. You know, so I mean, I don't think they're going for a traditional period piece like that. What are the chances they play Kate Bush? They should. Yeah, that would be actually pretty dope. I would kind of like that. If we're gonna just like be creative and weird with it, like why not? I need to see Elordi in more roles. Dude's way too charismatic, would make a great bond. I'm still warming up to him. I do like him in what I've seen him in. I thought he was fantastic as Elvis in Priscilla. And I also did enjoy him in Saltburn, but I feel like Saltburn, if you're a charismatic guy, I think anyone could have played that role, but I thought he did a great job. To be fair, I find Elordi and Pattinson very interchangeable. Robert Pattinson? I don't know about that. I think Robert Pattinson is just astronomically like one of the most phenomenal actors of our generation. But I think that's just because to me, Jacob Elordi has not proven himself so much. I mean, I watched him on Euphoria. He was great. And I do think he has a lot of range, but he is kind of just always playing the same part, if you kind of think about it. Um, Elordi, I heard audition for Superman, but he was good as Elvis. Yeah, he it was like between him and Corn Sweat, I thought it was. Um, and he was also up against someone else. He was also up against Austin Butler for something, but I forget what that was. And then I think it went to maybe it was this. I don't know. One of them got it, and that's all I know. But I'm like not the best at giving movie news right now since I've been so focused on other things. Emerald is kooky, and I love it. Yes, I do too. Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice. Thank you. Yes, that was the film that I was talking about that I don't think this is going to be similar to as far as tone goes. Oddly enough, nice to see you. TSHHVA 24. Oddly enough, it is the same problem as Zatanna. Fennel is a great talent, but will existing fans vibe with her take on the material? It could be a no bad guy situation, just wavelengths. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Now, if we want to talk about ruining material or ruining a franchise, this would be the one to talk about. I don't know if you guys saw the trailer. Um, in the beginning of the trailer, I was kind of sold. I was like, okay, this is an interesting take. But then it becomes so stupid and ridiculous and action based and not scary. And I think they could have really still had that campy horror vibe that they balanced that tone so perfectly in the first film. And this movie just looks absolutely like a disaster. I don't even know why. If anyone was like, let's make a sequel to M3GAN, you're like, okay, great. What can we do here that really like would be even maybe even better than the first one? Capture, what we captured the first time. What would be the progression with this doll and the use of AI and things like that? No, it's just so stupid. I can't even believe uh that this was approved. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to be great, and maybe this was just the weirdest trailer of all time. But it's a typical action film. I did talk about this a lot earlier on ISO Cubes. So if you did watch the ISO Cubes, I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But I just think this is like I do not care now. I don't care about seeing this in theaters at all. Maybe word of mouth, but to me, I'm going to stream this because the trailer did not sell me enough. And like it sucks, but you have to sell people with your trailers now. And this was there's no way I'm paying money to see this movie. I don't have the Regal Unlimited anymore currently just because I have no time to go to the theaters with my job currently. So when I do go, I do have to pay full price. And so I'm definitely not paying for this. uh let's see. Um, we lost Iceman. He was a good pilot. I did not see that film, but I will check it out. Yep. Although I think Elordi is an Aussie, so he wouldn't be able to play Bond. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you kind of always need a British guy to play Bond. M3GAN 2, I know it's terrible. It's terrible. I have no horse in this M3GAN race. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Maybe, if you haven't seen the first M3GAN, I think you could watch the first trailer and then watch this trailer, and then you would be able to see how much they changed the tone and how weird it's now just a full on action movie instead of horror. This reminds me of old school bad movies. Like a bunch of people did a bunch of stuff and wrote a movie. I love it. Which is a shame. Like, it's fine if it's like the first movie and it's like an accidentally like huge hit because it's so bad it's good. Like those stupid Winnie the Pooh movies. I still have Blood and Honey or whatever. I haven't seen those. I'm sure like they're a fun time maybe because they're so bad. But this sucks because I think the first one, like they did so much right. And I personally didn't even like love it as much as everyone else did because I think I saw it way after it was so overhyped, but I still enjoyed it. And I think that the coming up with this whole concept for the sequel, it's just I don't even understand who thought this was a good idea. M3GAN is okay, but I think most films released in January never do well. It's very rare that a few turn out okay. Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to judge that now. Early January, I think they can do. When is this supposed to even come out? I think it says on there. Oh, June. This is June. M3GAN is okay, but I think most films released in January. Oh, so maybe you're talking about the first film. The first one, yeah, that was released in January. So now they're doubling down because they know there's a huge fan base. So they are releasing the sequel that looks like shit. Sorry, but it's true. In June for a big summertime everyone's going to go try to see this? I don't know. I don't think so. Didn't she die? I wasn't expecting a sequel. I mean, they are. She was like computer parts and programming, so you could probably bring her back to life pretty easily. But I think the fact is, it's like they brought her back like this, and now she's not the villain. She's going to help save them. It's like, oh, come on, let her just be like the worst and kill people. Like that would be great. Oh, yes. Sorry, Val Kilmer for Top Gun. Yes, absolutely. I thank you. I think because I was my brain was in a different spot. It made me think of Key and Peele Gremlins 2 sketch hilarious. Yes. And I don't even think see, but then this is what I love though. Like they should be focusing on that. An AI Chucky android type of character. And now she's she looks like a superhero robot that's gonna save everyone from the other robot. So I'm not a fan. So we're gonna move on because there's really not much to discuss. This is what I'm very excited for. I don't know if you guys are Black Mirror fans, but season 7 is coming out soon, and they are including a sequel to the episode USS Callister. If you have not seen Black Mirror, there is an episode called USS Callister, stars Jesse Plemons and Christina Milioti. You know her from the Penguin series, and it is one of the best Black Mirror episodes ever. I think it's one of the most beloved Black Mirror episodes ever. So I'm so excited that they are bringing this back, a sequel to that episode in the new season. I am so pumped about this. It plays on like a lot of the tropes that were in like this TV series Star Trek, but it's really I don't even know if I should even talk about it, but without giving it away. Essentially, Jesse Plemons is like a regular guy that has created a program where he can essentially live in like a Star Trek world, and he rules it, and he treats everyone that like all these people are kidnapped, essentially, like their brains are, and they're now living on this fake Star Trek set, and it's so good. So I really highly recommend at least watching the first USS Callister episode. You don't have to watch Black Mirror in order. There is an episode called Black Museum. I think that's in season 4, which I felt that if you hadn't watched the first 3 seasons, you probably would miss out on a lot of Easter eggs. So if you do want to binge Black Mirror, again, you don't really have to watch them in any order, but I would, if you're going to do that, at least watch all the episodes, even if they're in random order, before that Black Museum episode in season 4. They're the best episode, I think, to start off with, to kind of get a vibe for what this show is like, is called White Christmas, and it actually stars John Hamm. The actors they get for every episode are really always top notch. I mean, like the premises are always so fascinating. When you watch this series, you really feel like Charlie Booker, who is Brooker or Booker? Charlie Brooker. I think it's Booker, actually, now that I think about it. You feel like he has time traveled. Like there's like things that he has written in this show from like season 1, like we now have every day, and he wrote it like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, however long it was. It's really crazy how so much of the technology is so accurate to what we have, and how it's predicted so many things. And it's very self-aware too. Like they did the whole the whole episode. It was like I mean, I don't know, I don't want to call it an episode, like the interactive one where you can like use your remote and actually make choices, and then you get different scenes, and I think there were like thousands of different outcomes that could have happened, the way you dealt with it. And it's just like he's such a genius, and I just love what he's done with this series. Let's see. San Junipero is probably tied for it in terms of Black Mirror apps. That's such a good one too. I love that one. And I feel like the technology in San Junipero is probably going to happen at some point. I mean, that doesn't seem too far off to me. Putting your entire consciousness onto like a cloud when you die, like I think that's definitely possible in like the next 50 years. I mean, look at the rate we're going with technology. So probably even less. I haven't watched Black Mirror. Is like the Twilight Zone. Yes, it is definitely like the Twilight Zone. It's a love and hate relationship with technology. And yes, it is a Twilight Zone in that each episode is its own thing. And once you watch, okay, I'm also going to say this: do not start off Black Mirror with the very first episode because I don't think it accurately portrays what the rest of the series is. It's very political. It's very like um heisty almost. Like I just don't watch the first episode first. Get to it eventually. I would say like watch everything else and then get to or maybe like the first two seasons and then go back to the first episode of season one because season one episode one is it's probably going to turn you off and you're probably not going to want to watch it. And I feel like that has happened to people in the past, which is a shame because it's such a genius show. But yes, it is just like Twilight Zone, and it is about the love and hate relationship we have with technology. There's an underlying theme that's it's not like a typical credit sequence or anything, and it actually became a popular song on TikTok in the more recent years. Um, and that is kind of like you'll hear this song once in a while as a little wink, 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 wink. It's the same show, it's the same universe, it's all that, and it is like if you read the lyrics, it would definitely be about that love hate relationship with technology. Uh, Hoping it's not the Black Mirror series finale. I don't think so. I mean, and this is a show people will wait forever to get a new season because we know how smart it is. And it's like, okay, the stuff you come up with is crazy. The stuff that you up with is so poignant and so relevant to what's going on in our daily lives in society and hypocrisy. And there's an episode with Bryce Dallas Howard, and I normally can't stand Bryce Dallas Howard, but my God, is she phenomenal in this episode? And it is like I feel like we're heading towards it, where it's kind of like, um, and actually they have a system like this in an area of China where you rate people, but like off of your interactions with them. So kind of like if you were going to give stars to an Uber, driver, or you rated your delivery that came from DoorDash or something, but every single interaction you have with someone, you're rating them. So if your points get too low to a certain point, like maybe it was like a misunderstanding, maybe by mistake you like spilled coffee on someone, or like, there's things that they show, everyday things that like the other person is just going to be like, because they don't care and they only care about their own points, and they'll just keep lower. They'll give you a 1.5 star for that interaction, and then you can't do anything at a certain point. You can't rent a car. You can't go to certain uh, places. You lose your job. Like your landlord usually wants to kick you out even if you're paying your rent on time. Like it's crazy. And Bryce Dallas Howard continues to have a meltdown throughout the series. I mean, that's a really poignant one. I really highly recommend that one too. And I didn't spoil anything. It's just I'm telling you, any like vague synopsis of one of these episodes is not giving any spoilers because they're so in depth and they're so layered. Charlie does a Screen Wipe TV review series over here in the UK, which is so spot on. Really? Oh my God, that's so cool. I would love to check that one out. That sounds absolutely awesome. The Orville had a similar episode. I don't know what that is, but if I liked Black Mirror, then I should definitely check that out. I think it does sound familiar to me, but I would love to. I love stuff like that. Hang the DJ was Hang the DJ was fantastic. Yeah. I mean, and once you see the caliber of actors and you can all watch the trailer. Actually, I'm not going to play the trailer. I got such a copyright ding last time for playing the Paul Thomas Anderson trailer, and I was so pissed about that. So I'm not going to actually and then we're going to wrap this up, but I'm not going to actually play the trailer like I did last time. I only played like 5 seconds. It was just the opening scene with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was like, nope, not going to do that. 7. So this is Black Mirror season 7, and like just you can kind of see the actors. Here we. Oh yeah, Paul Giamatti's in season 7. Like let's. I mean, it's just so great. And that is not the trailer. I have to click on something else here. Oh my gosh. I didn't even press play. I don't even know what's going on. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm gonna pause this and I'm going to just go. Okay. And we're gonna share this. Da, 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 da. Sharing the screen. Okay. So Christina Milioti, we all love her from The Penguin. Oh, and we love him. Jimmy. Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. I'm so bad with names today. I'm so sorry. But he's a great actor. I don't know if you guys have seen him in. You've seen him in a lot of stuff. Okay, so yeah, you've got. Oh, I love him. He was the cop in Bridesmaids, and he's been in a lot of other things. I should really like have a cast list. I'm just like, oh, remember that guy? Remember this girl? And if you're like listening and not watching this right now, then you're like, what the hell is she talking about? So yeah, you can see. I have a feeling there might be like 5 episodes, but they were very short recently. I think the one with Miley Cyrus was only 3 episodes because they were doing the whole Bandersnatch interactive version of the episode, which was really cool. But yeah, April 10th. I'm so excited. This is like, again, I'm not playing this. I wish I could, but I can't just keep having, demonetization strikes every week. I don't put out enough content to be able to do that. If I find myself in not as busy of a situation on a day-to-day basis, then I will definitely not care as much about that. Okay. So, well, that's about it. I think I'm going to go to the chat one more time. Let's see here. The episodes with happy endings are far and few between. Oh yeah. It's not a light show. There's maybe like 2 I would say that are light. And they're very good. But as I said, if you're new to Black Mirror, don't start with season 1, episode 1. Like watch like 2, 3 and 4 seasons depending on when Black Museum is. I think that's season 4 though. So watch up to that in whatever order you want to, then go back to episode 1 of season 1. And you'll appreciate it more. And you'll get it a lot more than just going into that episode, because it is a weird episode and it doesn't represent the whole series. Jimmy Simpson. Yes, thank you. It's Jimmy Simpson. I love him. It Crowd. Yeah, question. Have you seen the show You? I do watch the show You. I'm excited for the final season of that, which was filmed in my neighborhood in New York. I'm very excited to see what happens. He's got to die, right? I think he has to. I think it's kind of like a Breaking Bad situation with him. Like, how long can he get away with it? And I know we love when he gets away with it. It's one of those effed up things, but he can't get away with it forever. So I feel like he's going to have to die as the show ends. But we'll see what happens. I'm very excited. That comes out very soon too. Next week. So I've got You and Black Mirror at the same time. Oh my God. I'm finishing White Lotus. The season finale is this Sunday. I'm not caught up yet. I'm absolutely loving it, as I spoke about last week. How long do I think the show will last? Black Mirror, I could see it lasting 10 seasons, 15. I mean, there's really no limit if they just take their time with it and put out good stuff. It's definitely more than like a cash grab, obviously, for them. I think it's really about what Charlie wants to say about our society and technology, and I love that. So you could really go on forever because there's always something new to discuss and more for him to predict. Gotta say, there aren't a lot of movies out that I'm really interested in seeing. Snow White, Minecraft, no, nothing screams me. Oh well, it's a weird time. It's a very weird time. I wanted to see that unicorn movie, but I don't even think I'm gonna get to see that in theaters. I think the next one will probably be Thunderbolts. Isn't that like the next film? And this is kind of someone who used to go to the movies like 3+ times a week, and I just can't right now. So I feel like Thunderbolts will probably be the next time I'm in an actual theater. I feel like that's late April, but I'm not even sure. Yes, woohoo! He needs to, but will he? Yeah, I would like that. You're saying that Joe's gonna die in season 5? Yeah, I mean, who knows? But I feel like I don't know, because then you'd want to keep watching that if he's not dead. You'd want to know what happens in season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until he's dead. But I feel like he's getting too close to comfort, especially now that like he has the perfect scenario of, he can hide behind the facade of the penthouse overlooking Central Park with the most, a very influential, wealthy woman that he's married to. And like, yeah, you could, kill people that you don't like. But once he starts getting obsessed with another woman, it's going to be a disaster. So we all know that. So I think that that's really going to be his biggest downfall. And now he's like more of a public figure too, so you can't get away with much. Now that I think about it, like if he falls in love with this woman, like you can't have just like an open affair with her. I don't know. We'll see. The London season was just off the rails. Oh, totally. I dug it though. I didn't think it was perfect. And I really don't love the woman that they cast to be his new love interest that he does move to New York with from London. But that's fine. She's a good actress. Thoughts on The Accountant 2? I haven't seen The Accountant 1, but I do think that I will check it out because people liked the first one so much. So I'm excited to check that out. You had me at hooked. Yeah. You has me hooked. Yeah, it's very easy to get hooked on that show. Also, Last of Us season 2 will be out this month. Everyone be ready for the shocking. If anyone has played the video games, I have not played the video games, so I have no idea what's to come. But that's okay. I'm glad, you know what, you brought that up, and who was it? Terrace? Someone just said that they felt there was like nothing in the theaters for them currently. Well, there's a hell of a lot of good TV coming out. That's for sure. So, what are we going to do during the months where there's nothing to see in the theater? I mean, thank goodness there's like the amazing content. That's great. I saw Minecraft. It was terrible. I've heard very mixed things, and I think I've heard like a lot of adults don't love it, but that kids are really liking it. And it is such a specific type of humor. But I'm not a Minecraft person. That's a younger generation than me. I missed that boat completely. So I'm not going to rush to see that movie just because I don't know. If I played the game, I would watch it. But it's different too than Five Nights at Freddy's because Five Nights at Freddy's lends itself to that you don't have to know anything about the game, like at all. But I think Minecraft is very specific and it's that weird Gen Z, Gen Alpha humor. So I think that that's why if I saw it and I was like, I mean, I'm the wrong demographic for it, I feel like. So now, if it was a Call of Duty Zombies game movie, I would definitely want to see that because that's my favorite game. Bad month for movies. I'm looking forward to summer where we get some good-looking movies, especially Mission Impossible. I hope Mission Impossible does well. I don't know how much money it's going to make because there's a lot of competition this summer, but we'll see. I'm hoping it does well as it's the final Mission Impossible and an end of an era. Yeah, let's hope that it does decently. Any thoughts on new Superman movie? I'm actually really excited about the Superman movie. I have faith in James Gunn. I know a lot of people are really skeptical and really nervous about it and think things look bad. I'm not there yet with it. I still am very hopeful. I think he's paying a lot of respect to the original Christopher Reeve Superman. I think there's glimpses of it every time I see more footage. And I think that there will be the heart that is needed to carry a Superman story, as well as really great action and relationships. And I'm excited to see it. I don't have anything negative to say about it just yet. If it's bad, then it's bad. But for now, I'm very positive and actually quite excited to see it. So I know it's a lot of divisiveness about it, though. Letterboxd is all over the place with Minecraft at the moment. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is because I mean, okay, you this is a movie for people of a certain age group that like love Skibbity Toilet. You know what I mean? I think we have to put things into perspective here. Like that is just a different. I mean, I'm 37, so like that is just a different generation completely. It's like two generations, divided. So I don't know how much we should even be thinking that the Skibbity Toilet equivalent movie is going to be good. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's fun. Maybe get a little effed up and take some stuff and watch it and have a great time. I mean, I don't know. It looks like one of those types of movies. Until Dawn trailer has me worried. Until Dawn, I don't know what that is. I am. Is that no? That's not the zombie movie. No, that's not the. No, I'm not sure what that. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It's been a week. You and me both. I totally missed the Minecraft bandwagon. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Wilkie's movies and music. How's it going? Nice to see you here. I'm just kind of wrapping things up. We're kind of just now talking about generic movies that are out, TV shows that are all coming out. There's so many, but I'll probably end it. Now's probably a good time, I'd say. Unless anyone else is. Do you have an actor that was great playing a real life person brought to life? Um, yes, Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman in Get On Up. That was one of the most fantastic performances I've ever seen. Um, I mean, there's so many. There's just so many. I even think, like, not that I think even, recently Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, that was great. But there's way better, even more so than that. I feel like I just watched something too. Um, most recent biopics that have come out. Oh, I mean Bob Dylan, Timothée Chalamet was great. None of those performances that I mentioned besides Chadwick Boseman's was like, holy shit, Um, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, that's a great one. Really good performance there. Um, I wanted to see the Maria Callas one with Angelina Jolie, but then when I heard it was not the best. I heard she was great and the cinematography was great, but I heard the film is snoozy, which that director is always pretty snoozy when it comes to his films. And Reese, oh yeah, for Walk the Line. Yep, I would say that's a pretty good one. I should do like a tier list of best biopics. I think maybe we'll try that for fun next time, and then we can all chime in and get our favorites going. Um, the soundtracks are great too. Yes, they are. I would agree with that. Well, everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. I know it's kind of a short 45 minutes. I'm still trying to figure these out. I think this is a good time frame for me, and it seems like a good time frame for a lot of you. And as more stuff comes out, we'll see how it goes. As far as what we're gonna do moving forward with this stream. Um, that thanks so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful Friday and weekend. Again, don't look at the stocks right now, and if you're going to buy the dip, and if you don't have a high yield savings account, high yield interest savings account, switch the Chase, the TD Bank, the PNC, any of those. Just cancel that savings account and move your money into a Marcus Goldman Sachs, a SoFi account, or a Capital One, because those will make you money and the other ones will deplete your money. I just can't emphasize that enough. I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for stopping by.